After 60, high blood pressure becomes a constant concern for so many of us. Just one sudden spike can bring the threat of stroke, leaving behind serious and sometimes permanent consequences.
Yet in daily life, many people focus only on taking their medication and forget that what we drink each day has a direct impact on blood pressure too. A common misconception is that cutting back on salt is enough. The truth is, while controlling sodium is important, the drinks we choose can also help relax blood vessels, ease the workload on the heart, and keep blood pressure steadier. In this video, I'll share 3 drinks that are familiar, simple to prepare, and surprisingly effective at supporting stable blood pressure and lowering stroke risk. These aren't rare or complicated remedies. They're everyday choices you can easily add to your routine. If you truly care about protecting your heart and brain, stay with me through the whole video. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and loved ones. We'd also love to hear from you what drink you usually reach for to start your morning. Have you ever walked through the supermarket and noticed a ruby red herbal tea that looks more like fruit punch than tea? Many people pass by without a second glance, but that's hibiscus tea, sometimes called red sorrel or roselle tea. Let me ask you honestly, have you ever tried it? If not, you may have been missing out on a simple but powerful way to help keep your blood pressure in check after 60. What fascinates me about hibiscus isn't just its beautiful color or refreshing tart flavor, but the science behind it. Hibiscus tea is completely caffeine-free, so you don't have to worry about jitters or sleepless nights the way you might with coffee or black tea. Instead, hibiscus contains powerful compounds called anthocyanins and polyphenols, antioxidants, that help blood vessels relax, improve circulation, and reduce the pressure on the heart. For those of us whose arteries aren't quite as elastic as they once were, a daily cup of hibiscus tea can become a very supportive companion. One of the biggest advantages is that it has no caffeine. That's a big deal for many older adults, since coffee or black tea can trigger palpitations, rapid heartbeat, or trouble sleeping. Hibiscus, on the other hand, gently refreshes the body without stimulation. Its rich crimson color comes from anthocyanins, the very compounds that protect blood vessels. Together with polyphenols, they neutralize free radicals that damage the lining of blood vessels. When the vessel walls are protected, they stay more elastic. Blood flows smoothly, and blood pressure stays steadier. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that people with mild hypertension who drank 2 to 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily for 6 weeks lowered their systolic blood pressure by an average of 7 to 10 points. That may sound small, but even a 5-point reduction is enough to lower stroke risk by nearly 14%, according to the American Heart Association. That's a remarkable payoff for such a simple daily habit. But the benefits don't stop with blood pressure. Hibiscus also helps with cholesterol. LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, easily sticks to artery walls, forming plaque that narrows blood flow and raises stroke and heart attack risk. Hibiscus has been shown to lower LDL while modestly increasing HDL, the good cholesterol that helps clean out the arteries. Think of it as reducing buildup in your body's plumbing system while keeping the flow moving freely. Sometimes science feels abstract, but real life tells the story more clearly. I've met many older adults in the US who swapped their midday soda for a chilled glass of hibiscus tea. They told me they felt lighter, had fewer dizzy spells from blood pressure swings, and slept more peacefully since hibiscus doesn't contain caffeine. Some even noticed they didn't rely as much on diuretics, since hibiscus naturally helps the body flush out excess salt and water, easing the burden on the heart. Of course, how you prepare hibiscus makes all the difference. Brew it too strongly and the sourness can irritate your stomach. Add too much sugar, and you cancel out its blood pressure benefits. The best method is simple 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried hibiscus flowers steeped in hot water for about 10 minutes. In warm weather, let it cool. Add a slice of lemon or a few mint leaves, and refrigerate for a refreshing iced tea. If you want a little sweetness, use a small spoonful of honey, just enough to take the edge off without overloading calories. For convenience, Many brands sell hibiscus tea in tea bags. Ready to steep in hot water? And don't worry about availability. In the US, you can easily find hibiscus tea in the herbal tea aisle at most supermarkets, in health food stores, or online. Look for 100% hibiscus with no artificial flavorings or added sugar. If possible, choose organic. Since quality matters when it's something you plan to drink every day, one note of caution is because hibiscus naturally lowers blood pressure and works as a mild diuretic. Avoid drinking it right before bed so you're not waking up during the night. Morning and afternoon are the best times. And if you're already taking blood pressure or diuretic medication, check with your doctor before making hibiscus a daily habit. To be sure it won't lower your pressure too much, natural remedies are helpful, but they still need to fit your personal health condition. If every day you replaced one soda or one high-caffeine cup of coffee with hibiscus tea, within a few weeks, you could feel the difference. More stable blood pressure, less heaviness and fatigue, fewer nagging headaches. It's not magic. It's the natural result of caring for your blood vessels with a simple, consistent choice. And the best part is you don't have to overhaul your lifestyle. Just one small swap can protect both your heart and your brain. So let me ask you, among your daily drink habits, are you ready to try substituting hibiscus tea? You may be surprised at how quickly your body responds, feeling lighter, stronger, and more at ease knowing your blood pressure is being supported naturally. When most of us think about oats, what comes to mind is usually a warm bowl of oatmeal at breakfast or those instant cereal packets. But not many people realize that oats can also be turned into a drink that's not only tasty, but especially good for blood pressure and heart health. I have to ask, have you ever tried swapping your morning glass of cow's milk for oat milk? If not, you might be surprised by the difference it can make for your circulation. The standout feature of oats is their soluble fiber, particularly a compound called beta-glucan, inside the body. Beta-glucan forms a gel-like layer in the gut, slowing down the absorption of cholesterol and sugar into the bloodstream. This means cholesterol levels improve LDL, the bad cholesterol that clings to artery walls, drops, while HDL, the good cholesterol that helps carry cholesterol out, rises slightly. For anyone over 60, when artery hardening is already a constant concern, this effect is like having a daily cleanup crew that keeps blood vessels clear, blood flowing more smoothly, and the heart from working too hard. Large studies in Europe have shown that just 3 grams of beta-glucan a day from oats can lower LDL cholesterol by 5 to 10%. That might sound modest, but for older adults, even that reduction can play a major role in stroke prevention. And here's the good news. A single 8-ounce, about 250 milliliter glass of oat milk usually contains 1 to 1.5 grams of beta-glucan. So 2 glasses a day is enough to meet the recommended amount for protecting your blood vessels. Beyond cholesterol, oat milk also provides minerals like magnesium and potassium. These minerals help blood vessels relax and reduce tension, which naturally steadies blood pressure. Some people who switched from cow's milk to oat milk for a few months even saw their systolic blood pressure drop by a few points. Clear evidence that oats benefit not only cholesterol, but circulation itself. Another plus, especially for those who struggle with digestion after 60, is that oat milk is easier on the stomach than cow's milk. It contains no lactose, so it doesn't cause bloating, discomfort, or diarrhea in people with lactose intolerance. A healthier digestive system lightens the body's load overall, which in turn supports both heart and brain health. As for use, oat milk is easy to find. In the US, you'll spot it in nearly every supermarket, often right next to almond, soy, and other plant-based milks. One important tip: choose unsweetened oat milk. Some brands also add calcium and vitamin D, giving you extra support for your blood vessels and your bones at the same time. If you enjoy dye, you can even make it at home. Just soak rolled oats overnight, blend with water, and strain. It's simple, economical, and free from additives or preservatives. Of course, there are a few things to keep in mind. Oat milk has a higher glycemic index compared to whole oats because blending breaks down the starch structure. This means if you drink too much at once, blood sugar can rise quickly. That's why 1 to 2 glasses a day is ideal. Balanced with fiber-rich vegetables and fruits, people with diabetes can still enjoy oat milk, but it's best to have it alongside a meal rather than on an empty stomach. I often encourage older patients to gradually replace sugary drinks like soda, sweetened beverages, or even flavored milk with unsweetened oat milk. Just that one small change in a daily habit can, over time, improve cholesterol and blood pressure. Many who've made the switch told me they felt lighter, less foggy, and more energetic. Some were even surprised when their doctor reduced their cholesterol medication after consistent use of oat milk. The key is not to think of oat milk as a miracle cure. It only works best as part of a healthy lifestyle that includes balanced eating, regular activity, and stress control. Still, it's a smart and simple alternative to less healthy drinks, easing the strain on blood vessels and giving you more peace of mind about stroke risk. So let me ask you in your own morning routine, what's your go-to drink if your answer is coffee or black tea with a sweet pastry? Imagine swapping that for a chilled glass of oat milk. It fuels your body, supports your circulation, and won't leave you jittery or sleepless. Sometimes a small swap is all it takes to create big changes for long-term health. When most people think about coconut water, they picture it as a refreshing drink for hot summer days. But for those of us over 60, coconut water is much more than a thirst quencher. It's a natural source of nutrients that can play a real role in keeping blood pressure steady and lowering the risk of stroke. Chances are, many of you have enjoyed a fresh coconut on vacation or picked one up at the grocery store, but how many have stopped to ask why heart specialists recommend it as part of a healthy drinking routine? The biggest highlight of coconut water is its high potassium content. Potassium is essential for balancing sodium in the body. And here's the challenge: most American diets, especially among older adults, are overloaded with salt from processed foods. Extra sodium makes the body retain water. Blood volume rises, and so does blood pressure. This is where potassium acts like a natural counterweight. It helps the body flush out excess sodium through urine, easing water retention and lowering pressure on the blood vessels. In simple terms, a glass of coconut water is nature's gentle way of restoring balance without the side effects of strong diuretics. A small but interesting study published in the West Indian Medical Journal found that patients with high blood pressure who drank fresh coconut water regularly for 2 weeks saw clear improvements in both systolic and diastolic readings. Of course, it's not a replacement for prescribed medication, but even small reductions in blood vessel strain can mean a lot in cutting stroke risk. Coconut water also supplies magnesium, a mineral that relaxes the smooth muscles of blood vessels. When the vessel walls loosen, blood flows more freely and pressure drops. Combined with potassium, this makes coconut water one of the most heart-friendly natural drinks. It even contains a modest amount of antioxidants, which help shield vessel walls from oxidative stress, a key driver of artery hardening. Another overlooked advantage: coconut water is much lower in calories than sugary drinks. One 8-ounce 240 milliliters glass has about 40 to 50 calories, compared to over 100 calories in the same amount of soda, plus all the added sugar. For older adults aiming to avoid excess weight, a major contributor to high blood pressure, coconut water is a smart choice. It hydrates, supplies helpful minerals, and doesn't overload the body with sugar. That said, moderation is important. Too much coconut water in a single day can raise potassium levels, which may be unsafe for people with chronic kidney disease or those on potassium-sparing medications. For most healthy adults, one 78-ounce glass a day is the right balance, enough to support blood pressure without risk. And make sure you're choosing pure coconut water, not flavored or sweetened versions that add sugar and preservatives. Always check the label. What makes coconut water even more appealing is how easily it fits into daily routines. Worried that coffee is raising your pressure? Try starting the day with a chilled glass of coconut water instead. After light exercise, skip the energy drink and reach for coconut water to naturally replace electrolytes. In the afternoon, when you'd normally grab a soda, coconut water can quench your thirst while keeping your arteries safe. These small swaps, repeated day after day, add up to a meaningful difference for your heart and brain. When was the last time you had coconut water? Maybe during a summer trip, or as a treat while shopping. But have you ever considered making it part of your everyday routine? If not, now might be the perfect time. Because coconut water doesn't just hydrate it, helps your heart work easier, keeps blood flowing steadily to your brain, lowers stroke risk, and leaves you feeling lighter and more alert. Many older adults who added it to their diet noticed fewer headaches, less fatigue, and even better sleep once their body was no longer weighed down by excess salt. Of course, coconut water isn't a miracle cure. It won't replace blood pressure medications or cholesterol-lowering drugs prescribed by your doctor. But it can quietly support your treatment plan, easing strain on your vessels and helping your body stay in balance. The key is smart, consistent use. So if soda or other sugary drinks are still part of your daily habit, try replacing one of them with coconut water. You might soon notice your body feels different, lighter, steadier, more refreshed. And who knows, at your next checkup, your doctor might even tell you your blood pressure looks better. That's a reward worth raising a glass to. Would you choose coconut water as your replacement drink? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So, we've explored 3 simple drinks that can make a big impact after 60. Hibiscus tea, with its ruby red color and gentle tartness, helps relax blood vessels, naturally lower pressure, and even improve cholesterol. Oat milk, rich in beta-glucan, sweeps away excess cholesterol, supports circulation, and adds potassium and magnesium for stable readings. And coconut water, nature's electrolyte drink, balances sodium and potassium, eases strain on the heart, and refreshes without excess sugar. You see, managing blood pressure and protecting your brain doesn't always require complicated methods. Sometimes it's the small daily choices, like what we pour into a glass, that create the biggest difference. With simple swaps, we can live healthier, calmer, and with fewer worries about stroke. If today's tips felt helpful, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss what's next, and share it with your friends and family. Who knows? Maybe a cup of hibiscus tea, a glass of oat milk, or a refreshing coconut water could be the key to helping them too. And tell me, among these 3 drinks, which one would you choose to start with tomorrow?